Hello and welcome. Today we'll be unboxing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Flying Tourbillon 26530TI. We're feeling all festive down here at Official Watches Jardin du Mayfair for the Christmas season. We've got a Yamazaki, 12 years old. We've got a Cohiba in our Hermes ashtray. We are living it like watch aficionados should. As you can see, I'm in my festive clobber. I'm looking like your uncle who's had one too many of the Yamazakis. And a quick one to say thank you to everyone that's subscribed already. And if you haven't, click that button below and we'll be bringing you lots more content. Right, that's enough of that. Let's get into it and see what we've got inside this lovely box. Okay, so today let's have a deep dive on this Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Flying Tourbillon, which was launched in 2020. Now, I'm guessing if you've been here before, you're already well aware of AP's Royal Oak line. The Royal Oak sits in its pride of place as one of the most iconic sports watches from a Holy Trinity brand. I'm going to be doing a historical breakdown of the Royal Oaks in one of every 10 videos because we'll be seeing a lot of Royal Oaks on the channel. So if you want the history behind them, check out our previous Royal Oak videos. I don't want to be repeating myself more than Macklemore in a thrift shop. Work. The Royal Oak, as we know, is not a new design. It's been around since 1972 and new iterations come and go. What is a first though is having a flying tourbillon housed in the iconic Royal Oak case. We've already seen this caliber, the 2950, housed in another AP. It's in the code 1159. But thankfully, it's now made its way into a trio of Royal Oaks. So let's get the watch out and have a feel for what it's all about. Straight away, the watch feels incredibly light. It's made of titanium, which is unusual for a Royal Oak, and it's the first I've felt of its kind. And as soon as I picked it up, it did feel extremely lightweight, especially for having such a beautiful stature. The trio that it's available on is rose gold with a smoked grey radiating tapisserie dial, stainless steel with a blue radiating tapisserie dial, and this, the titanium variant with a gorgeous slate grey sandblast dial, which we'll get into later. Let's reel off some quick specs. The watch is 41mm and 11.5mm thick. It's a grade 5 titanium case and bracelet. It's much lighter, but also costlier than the steel version. Grade 5 is titanium alloyed with 6% aluminum and 4% vanadium, which increases strength. So grade 5 titanium has a durability over grade 2 titanium, which is purer, but also more susceptible to heat and corrosion. Both of these grades are regularly used in Swiss watchmaking, but grade 5 on the more costlier pieces. This has a 65-hour power reserve, but what I love about it so much is it's not a manual wind, as most tourbillons tend to be, so you can just wear and enjoy this piece. This is probably a good time to get into what a tourbillon actually is. Whenever you hear of a tourbillon, it excites the watch collectors and the watch nerds alike. You can see why when you get a visual of this beautiful piece. Accuracy. A tourbillon gives incredible accuracy. It's a rotating cage that houses a movement's escapement, balance, and spring, rather than these components being fixed inside of a movement and operating on a set plane. The rotating cage allows the movement to run at the same rate in a variety of different vertical positions. If you adjust the flat positions to match, the tourbillon provides excellent timekeeping. The flying tourbillon ups this game as it has no upper bridge holding the cage, which allows it to rotate freely in all positions, a bit like a gyroscope. In short, a tourbillon rotates in 2 different dimensions, but a flying tourbillon rotates in 3 different dimensions, giving even better accuracy and timekeeping. The tourbillon also gives us limitless horological eye candy. How anyone can get anything done when wearing this watch, I don't know. Okay, that's the tech behind a tourbillon. Celebrities wearing this piece. We have the usual suspects. Kevin Hart has the green dial and John Mayer has the blue. Couldn't find anywhere in the grey, so this makes it an extremely rare piece. Okay, this dial is absolutely gorgeous. Rather than being a tapisserie dial, which we've talked about in our previous YouTube videos, this dial has a more sombre texture. It has a matte finish, but manages to capture some light, which will show you up close. It works incredibly well with the darker hue of titanium. The whole thing just ties together for a perfect package. I'm glad that this isn't on a tapisserie personally, because I think that that would take away from the glow and enamel of the tourbillon. They've knocked it out the park with the design, because when you look, you don't get caught up in the dial for the flying tourbillon. It makes it look more industrial and machine-like as a piece. Now, I would understand that if this was going to be the only Royal Oak in your collection, then you would probably want one with the tapisserie dial just to kind of tick that box. But I think, as I say, this just ties in beautifully for this specific piece. The titanium case and bracelet carries the same brushing and polished facets that we know and love of old, but in a darker and, dare I say, less splashy metal. The bezel screws are white gold, which works better being a darker metal. It adds a lovely glint of polished contrast. The overall feel of this watch on the wrist will take some getting used to, especially to people that have been wearing the steel and precious metal watches. Sometimes it feels like it's not there. It's a lightweight and incredibly comfortable watch, but don't for 1 second fall into the trap of thinking that heavier equals better or stronger. Grade 5 is an extremely strong and hardy alloy, and one of the bonuses of titanium is it's considered self-healing. This is not truly the case, but titanium does have an interesting quirk which makes a unique ability to self-heal, so micro swirls won't drive you as mad on this piece. Over time, it oxidizes, not in the sense that it tarnishes or stains, because it doesn't, but a layer of oxidization tends to form over titanium. Micro scratches will reduce and the bright fresh metal will not show. Ultimately, this blends the marks back in with the case or bracelet. How cool is that? Overall, the Audemars Piguet Flying Tourbillon absolutely oozes class. I love the contrast of the restrained colour scheme and design mixed with a flying tourbillon. Let's face it, it's a flamboyant complication that is designed to be gawped at for days. Pricing is at £250,000 for this work of monotone genius, and it's available here at Official Watches. So that only leaves us with one last thing: a Cohiba, a Yamazaki, and a flying Taub. Merry Christmas.